Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating and honestly massive viral phenomenon that has literally taken over the internet in recent months. We're looking at the sudden explosive trend of parents using artificial intelligence to create these incredibly nostalgic, hyper-realistic images of their kids. I mean, just think about the sheer perfection of these AI creations. You've got the flawless retro lighting hitting a toddler's face perfectly, the complete absence of those usual digital artifacts. It's capturing a memory that, well, never actually happened. It's a digital mirage of childhood memories. So, we're going to break down exactly why this is happening, why it feels so irresistible, and most importantly, the hidden reality behind the screen that every parent absolutely needs to understand. I want you to think about your own social media timelines for a second. Have you seen these AI childhood memories popping up on your feed? It honestly feels like overnight, everyone's feeds just transformed into these flawless, cinematic memory lane moments. You're casually scrolling past the usual updates and suddenly, boom, you see a friend's toddler looking like they just stepped right out of an authentic, perfectly lit vintage photograph. Or maybe you've seen a child's simple crayon sundoodle miraculously transformed into this glowing 3D masterpiece. There's been an absolute explosion of this kind of AI-generated kids content flooding our digital spaces, and it's capturing people's imaginations and their clicks at an unprecedented rate. Okay, let's dive into this and look at exactly what forms this is taking. We're seeing a massive wave of specific AI image trends that have spread like wildfire. First up, we've got the Polaroid-style nostalgic photos. These are images that artificially age a modern photo of a kid to look like a precious family relic straight out of the 1970s or 80s. Then there are the yearbook images. You've probably seen these, placing toddlers into those retro high school yearbook formats, complete with the laser beam backgrounds and puffy hair. And hey, it doesn't stop with kids. We're also seeing this with cartoon pet portraits. Because let's be real, apparently we just couldn't resist seeing what our golden retriever would look like as a 1990s high school quarterback. This isn't just one random filter, guys. It's a rapid, multi-layered trend that is fundamentally changing how we document our lives. But why is this working so well? Well, it turns out there's a specific term for why this hooks us. Emotional storytelling. This is the act of creating these AI Polaroids of family moments, pets, or even entirely imagined memories, specifically because they evoke deep, profound sentimentality. Just imagine taking your kid's messy crayon drawing of a rocket ship and instantly turning it into a Pixar-level illustration. It's not just neat tech, right? It's an emotional gut punch. When a parent uses these tools to bring a basic, everyday photo to life, it feels genuinely magical. It taps directly into our deepest desires to capture, perfect, and really preserve those fleeting moments of childhood. And this brilliantly illustrates the real engine behind the virality. Those warm, sentimental feelings, they directly encourage saving and sharing. The developers of these AI tools have essentially, and let's be honest, brilliantly, hacked our parental pride. Think about it. When an AI tool creates a picture of your child that makes your heart swell, your immediate instinct is to save it to your phone and share it with your friends, your family, literally your entire social network. We aren't just passively consuming these images, the warm feelings actually turn us into the active distributors of the trend. This emotional resonance is the exact fuel driving this whole thing to spread so phenomenally fast across the globe. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the pretty stark contrast that emerges when we step back from that warm, fuzzy feeling for a second. On one side, we have the illusion, that magical feeling of bringing art and family photos to life. It feels harmless, right? It feels like pure joy. But on the other side, behind those digital padlocks and opaque servers, is a much colder reality. The catch here is that while the output feels magical, the input requires handing over real, deeply personal images of children to complex artificial intelligence systems. We're essentially treating our private realities for a highly polished digital illusion. When you really dig into this, a pretty heavy question surfaces. It raises real questions about how children's images and data get used once uploaded. I want us to really sit with that for a second. When you upload a photo of your child's face to generate that cute retro Polaroid, where does that original data actually go? Who owns it? Is it being used to train future AI models? Is it just sitting on a server somewhere forever? The fleeting dopamine hit of getting a like on social media often completely blinds us to the absolute permanence of these unseen, unanswered questions. So the crucial point is this absolute unknown future of your child's uploaded data. We are essentially feeding our most precious memories into a massive, totally opaque digital cloud. We're witnessing this huge collision between the warm, deeply human emotion of parenting and the very cold reality of data privacy. Millions of parents, completely driven by love and nostalgia, are feeding a digital machine without fully understanding the long-term data implications. I mean, we're talking about their child's face potentially being used for facial recognition training or absorbed into massive generative data sets. We're casually offering up data from the very children we're so lovingly trying to depict. Which leaves us with this final, vital question to consider. What is the long-term reality of this digital mirage for the next generation? When these kids grow up, they're going to inherit a digital footprint built not just on real photos, but on synthesized data and AI-generated memories permanently created by their parents. Before we click upload to chase that next wave of digital nostalgia, we have to pause and ask ourselves what permanent reality we're quietly constructing behind the illusion. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to keep questioning the reality behind your digital feed.